Welcome to the first episode of The Way to Change. This series has the goal to show everything around the process of trying and climbing change, the first 9B plus of the world. As you probably know, change is in Flatanger, and Flatanger is in Norway. This means the travel was very long. It took us around 3 days of full day traveling, plus a ferry between Denmark and Norway. But fortunately, we were me and Sarah driving, switching place every 2 or 3 hours, so the travel was not so long at the end. But maybe the hardest part was the last roads over Norway. They were not so large, and the speed limit was 80 kilometers per hour, so it was a bit long at the end. But finally we arrive in Flatanger and park our van in the camping, climb Flatanger. And, it's very nice because there's not a lot of people, and yeah, this was our home for almost 2 months. One of the most asked questions was why did I choose Flatanger and why did I choose Change as a project? Well, 2020 has been and still is a weird year, and I used to compete every year in World Cup and Italian competitions, but this year every competition was cancelled or postponed. So I had to find another goal in my climbing, and I decided for the first time I was going to Flatanger because I had a lot of time without competition, and it was the first time I was free in July and August. So the choice went to Flatanger and to Change. Change because I thought it was possible maybe to do it in one season, because I didn't know if the next year would be again the competition or not. And another question that was asked me a lot was why didn't I try silence instead of change? And the reason is the same, because I thought change would be possible in one season, and silence probably would take more than 1 year to try it. So I had this season to be free to climb in Norway. So I had this bet to try to climb change in 1 or 2 months. You can see the cave already from a long distance, and I think it's impressive, but the most impressive thing is when you arrive at the feet of the cave and you realize how big it is. It seems like a huge cave from the video, but it's even bigger from the inside. And the first thing I did when I arrived in the cave is to find change, to see where it starts and where is the end. And it impressed me because it starts very low in the cave. The first crux is lower than expected, but then the length of the route is incredible, and you realize how long it is when you are just under this immense cave. But the first day I decide not to try change. Instead I choose another easier route just to get used to the style of the cave, and it is an 8C Muy Verdes, and you will see the full ascent on the next video.